to Raw for TV. So last night, the Minnesota Timberwolves defeated the Los Angeles Clippers 109 to 104 to claim the seventh spot in the Western Conference in the playoffs. Right? And, you know, a lot is being made of Patrick Beverley and his antics. Look, you know, you had Stephen A. Smith, do a segment talking about it and like, what are they celebrating? Since when do you start celebrating like that? It's not a championship. You ain't accomplished anything. Keyshawn Johnson was a straight up fucking hater this morning. Talking about Patrick Beverly getting personal. Talking about his hair. And, he admitted he don't like him. Said, well, if this is a guy on my team, I'd root for him, but he's against me, I couldn't stand him. And, I just don't like him. Look at his hair and the beard and all of that. And I'm just to the point, like, motherfucker, you know, this is why I can't stand I can't stand these dudes, man. At the end of the day, I'm not a fan of Patrick Beverley myself as a player. But you got to have common sense. First of all, Stephen A. Smith, not every franchise is the Lakers, okay? Not every franchise is the Lakers. At the end of the day, everybody ain't walking around a 12, 13, 15-time NBA champion, all right? The Timberwolves don't have Kobe Bryant's playing for them and Elgin Baylor's and Jerry West and Wilts and all of these guys playing for them, okay? The best franchise player they've had, the owner won't even retire his jersey number, okay? The best player they've had rocks with another franchise rather than the franchise he put his best years with. This is, I think, only the third time in 18 years or something to that effect that this team has made the playoffs. So for them to celebrate a playoff berth, you have to cut them some slack. Not to mention that Patrick Beverley, this is a personal thing with him. The team that they eliminated got rid of him, to be honest with you, I think to an extent for political reasons. All right, because of the controversy with the shove and all of that stuff with Chris Paul, and there was a lot of controversy behind that. And I think that played a factor into why they traded him to Minnesota. They banished him to Minnesota. Like, you traded him from a franchise that was supposed to be a future potential championship caliber team, the Clippers. If they could ever get Kawhi Leonard and Paul George on the court at the same fucking time on a consistent basis, to banishing him to the Timberwolves. So, yeah, it was personal for him. But for you to talk about how his hair looked and all of that, what they got to do with basketball? I'm noticing with Keyshawn Johnson, he's a big time hater, man. How come nobody said anything about when Magic Johnson was celebrating when Kareem his first game? They celebrated a victory against, ironically, the Clippers when he hit the sky hook for the victory, and Kareem and Magic was celebrating like they won a championship. But everybody say, well, that's just Magic and his competitive spirit. Magic, just people pick and choose when they want to define a person's behavior with this, that, and the other. If an analyst like you, they're going to cover shit you do with rose glasses and rose tinted praise. If they don't like you, they're going to find some way to slant it, what you say to be negative. And we see that when they do that with Russell Westbrook, and we see that when they do that with someone they like a Tom Brady, or in some instances LeBron or whatever. So if Patrick Beverly want to celebrate a victory, it is what it is. It's the Timberwolves. This ain't the Lakers. Now, they shouldn't just be satisfied with making the 7th seed, but we got to be realistic as to what this franchise has achieved and what these players have achieved. Come on, let's not act like we haven't been down this road before. It'd be one thing if this was a championship team or a team that's been in the playoffs consistently and they're celebrating like that. So come on, man. Let's get off this bullshit, man. I'm sick of how some people's actions get scrutinized and put under the microscope, but other people's don't. You know, but it is what it is. Tell me what you guys think.